Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Today we are going to be looking at the Ruger LC9 and the Glock Generation 3 26. Today we're going to be mostly looking at the trigger pull and the different type of trigger that's in it. The LC9's been out for a couple of years, and the Glock 26 obviously has been out for a very long time. First, what I'm going to do is open up the Ruger and see what we got. This kit I did get from Cabela's. They had different offerings. You could buy just the gun and the one magazine. You could buy it with Crimson Trace. They have different packages that you can get through Ruger on this. The one I happened to get was the kit that came with the holster. It came with the takedown keys. Came with the spare finger extension for the magazine, a spare flush fitting, and a lock that came with it. And it also came with this soft case Ruger gun case here. And we're going to open this up and see what goodies we have inside. Obviously it came with the gun. We're going to check it. There's no magazine in it, and the gun is clear. No bullets. The magazines are empty as well. This one's got the finger extension on there, and I did have one with a flush fitting extension. So just to kind of give you a look at what that looks like, the flush fitting magazine fits flush along there for a shorter grip, less purchase when you're carrying inside the waistband. And it also came with a extended finger plate there, and that way you can get a full grip on that firearm and be able to get a better grip on it. We're going to take the magazines out and we're going to tear this gun apart. Now what you got to do when you're first tearing this gun apart is, you'll see right here there's a little gate. This little gate's got to slide down. You got to slide that down. That's easier to do it with your keys here. Get those out. You slide this gate right there down, and then you got to pull the slide back just a little bit. And on the opposite side here, you'll see there's a little hole, and that key goes through there, and you push this pin out that's in there from the right hand side of the gun to the left hand side of the gun, and you pull that pin out and you just pop that slide off. Pretty easy. And then you just take the guide rod and the guide rod spring off. It does have a dual spring setup on there. And you pop out your barrel, and then you can clean your gun. Pretty simple process. To reassemble it, you put your barrel in first, put your guide rod and spring back in. And you got to put it back in that little notch that's on the barrel there. Then you just line up. And then you got to put this pin back in the opposite direction of what you took it out. So on the same side that you took it out, you just line that hole right there, and you pop it in, take your little tool, make sure it's all the way in, pop up your gate, and cycle it, make sure that it's back together. Pretty easy. This gun has a loaded chamber indicator on there that will pop up when there's a round in the chamber, and it has a 3-dot sighting system, and you can loosen up this little screw that's in the rear sight and drift that for your left and right, but there's no elevation adjustments on these sights. It has a manual thumb safety here, click on and off, and it also came with a magazine disconnect inside, so this trigger will not move and compress unless the magazine is in. So with an empty magazine, we'll be doing our demonstration for you. We'll pop that in. Now you can see you can compress that trigger with that magazine in. And I wanted to focus on this trigger and just show you the type of double action triggers and the striker fire trigger on the Glock. Is this double action, it's got a long-winded trigger compression. It's not heavy, it's very pleasant, but it is very long. So those of you that already shoot double actions will be at home with this gun and probably adapt to it very easily. So this would be a good purchase for you for a very skinny, very slim carry gun. If you look again, we'll show you the long compression on that. Very long compressions. Very long trigger pull. For some people it's not a big deal, but those of you that are used to the shorter trigger pull like on the Glock or the XD or MMPs, you'll find that this is going to take some extra training and extra ammunition. So if you choose to purchase this gun and you're not used to it, go out and train with it. Next we're going to look at the Glock. And the Glock comes with this carry case, as all Glocks do. We're going to check it, make sure it's empty, nothing in the chamber, and both of our magazines that it comes with are empty. And these are two 10-round magazines that it came with. Comes with a speed loader, a cleaning brush, cleaning rod, a lock, and instructions on operation. We're going to take this Glock apart pretty easy. Again, we're going to make sure that there's nothing in the chamber. We're going to compress this trigger, and then you're going to slide it back just a hair till you feel a click. Pull these two levers down that are on each side of the frame here and pull the slide forward. Pretty easy process. It's got a dual spring over the guide rod here, so it's dual spring guide rod, and we've got our barrel. You pop that out, clean it all up, and you're ready to go. To put it back together, you just put this barrel in, take your guide rod, stick it right in here in this hole, and you pop it in that little notch there, and you slide it back on the frame. Cycle it a couple times, make sure it is on there correctly. Now we're going to look at the trigger on the Glock. It's got this safety tab here. You got to depress that in order for this trigger to be compressed all the way back and fire the gun. So we're going to take up the slack. You can see how much slack we have here. Take that up and then compress. Very short trigger pull on these Glocks. Very short trigger pull. And we're going to compress it all the way back. So the reason why we wanted to do this video and focus on the triggers is because we get a lot of people in our classes asking us what gun we happen to recommend for them to shoot, and I always recommend that they shoot any gun they're looking at before they purchase it. So if you have a range near you that will allow you to rent a gun and shoot it before you buy it, that's what we first and foremost recommend. Second, I suggest you get a gun that is real similar to the one that you go out and shoot a lot and do most of your training with. So say for instance you have a Glock 17 or a Glock 23 or any of the Glocks. I recommend that you stick with a Glock if you can, or an XD for a carry, because it's got the same style trigger and you're not going to have to try to transition to a different type of a trigger and spend extra time on the range and shoot ammunition that most of us can't find or afford these days. So if you can stick with the same style that you have, that is my recommendation. Same thing here with the LC9. It's a very good gun. It's very reliable, very accurate gun. And for those of you that shoot double action, would be right at home with this gun. It's very fun to shoot, very comfortable to carry. I have no qualms about the gun. But for those of you that don't get to go out and shoot very often, I suggest that you look at a gun that is similar to the full-size one that you have already. Or vice versa. Say you bought the LC9 as your first gun. I recommend that you go to Ruger and look at the different Rugers that they have, the SR9s or the SR40s, or some of the other guns that they have that have a double action trigger on there, or another company that makes one that has a similar trigger to this. That way you can master one trigger style and be used to that, and you're not trying to constantly transfer from one to the other. So with the Glock, if you already have a Glock 26 or something similar to that, stick with that style of a trigger. That way your training will be constant. In my opinion, keep it simple. If you can keep it simple and keep it constant, then your ability to shoot is going to improve dramatically. Now, to compare the size of these guns, we're going to go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison of these guns. And as you can see from that angle, hopefully, the Ruger is a little thinner in the slide, and it's also thinner in the grip. If you can get a back view of that to look at the difference there. It's a little bit thinner. The grips themselves, as you can see, is thinner on the LC9 as well. And the height, we'll look at the height here. The height on the grip, the LC9 is a little longer in the grip and than the Glock 26. And the Glock 26 is a little bit longer in length than the LC9. So those of you that say, well, hey, I really like the size of that LC9, I might as well just carry that because it's a little thinner. Well, there's an answer to that. If you happen to already own a striker fire gun like a Glock or an XD or even M&P with a shorter trigger compression on it than, say, the LC9, then the answer to that is XDS is coming out with their XDS 9mm. They've already got their 45 caliber in that particular platform out, and they're very fun to shoot, very comfortable to shoot for a 45. There's very little felt recoil. The XDS 9 is not available as of yet that I know of in stores. I know they released it earlier in the SHOT Show this year, but that is an option for you. The trigger on those guns is very similar to the Glock, so your transition is going to be minimal to the Glock to the XDS. But these are two very good choices if you guys like them. They're very good choices, but I recommend that whether this is your first gun or you already have a gun and you just want something smaller to carry for concealment, then I recommend that you find something that is close to the gun that you have already. And again, go to your local gun ranges. A lot of them will let you rent them, and you can shoot them and try them before you buy them. Later on, we're going to go out and shoot these guns and compare them on the targets and compare accuracy with them as well. So we'll see you out there on the range. Okay, here we are. We're going to go ahead and shoot this Glock 26 first. We're going to do a 5-shot group. Again, we're going to do it at 10 feet. That's where the majority of the gunfights happen. So this is where we're going to test for today for our accuracy to see how well these guns shoot at combat distances. So I'm going to go ahead and charge the gun, put my earmuffs on, and see how it shoots. Okay, that's 5 shots. We'll zoom in and show you the group that we shot with the Glock 26. This is a Gen 3 model. As you can see, it's dang near one whole group. Very accurate at this range. I've shot it at further ranges too. It's a very accurate pistol. Shooting a flush magazine. We're at 10 feet, so granted that's not very far away, but still in a combat mode or combat distance. You can see this gun will perform. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the LC9. If you follow me, keep the gun pointed downrange, away. We're going to take the Ruger LC9, and we're going to take our magazine, put it in, keep the gun pointed downrange in a safe direction. We're going to go at the same distance and come over here and fire our 5 shots. So I'm going to put my earmuffs on. We're going to aim at the left-hand target with the LC9. Okay, you can see the difference there between the two group sizes. Not that this gun doesn't shoot accurate. It's a very accurate gun. If I took more time and practice on this trigger, I'm sure I could get as tight of a group as I did with the Glock 26. But as you can see, for me, when I'm doing classes or competing in competitions, I typically use my XD or my Glocks, and I'm used to those trigger systems. And so to transfer from one trigger type to the other trigger type for me is difficult. I'm sure if I trained and trained and trained on this, I can shoot it just as well and just as accurate. But today, with the ammo the way it is, that's just not easy. It's hard to find and it's expensive. So for me, I'm going to carry the same trigger system as I do when I compete and when I teach my classes. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back, I'm going to set the gun down, and I'm going to show you that these guns, magazine's empty, gun's clear, it's safe. I'm going to lock the slide back. Same thing with the Glock 26, empty magazine, and we're clear and we're safe. Remember people, you can't be too safe, so please, anytime you're out here, you're with a bunch of people, you're out shooting, somebody's got to be watching out for safety. I've heard of too many accidents at gun ranges local here where people just weren't being careful. We're going to walk down and check out our groups. And as you can see, the Glock 26, I was able to hold a little bit tighter group. And with the LC9, still good group, but if I practiced on that trigger system a lot more, I'm sure I could get it tightened up like this. And we'll shoot another group here in a little bit. But I just wanted to kind of show you the differences that I'm having. Now, if I was in a gunfight and you have to do, pick up your trigger speed while you are in a fight, you're obviously going to shoot a little faster. That group size is going to change. And for us, I like to get that bolt of the spinal column or mid-brain to shut that and shut that person down and stop them from trying to harm me or my family. So obviously the group sizes will increase with the faster. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Glock, and we're going to shoot it at some steel here. We're going to put our ears on. I'm going to go down range. And I'm just going to stand right about here. Okay. And we're about, I don't know, 20 yards from the steel. So we're going to go ahead and have some fun, okay? Pretty good. Too much fun. Too much fun with the old Glock. Gotta love them, gotta love them. Here we go. We're going to shoot the steel with the LC9. Too much fun. You run out of bullets too soon. too soon. Alright, let's go with the Glock. I got 5 rounds in here. Let's see what we can do. So as you can see, for me there is a little bit of difference in the trigger control on there when you start to speed up a little bit. Shooting this ammo, the Glock shoots it real well, shoots it accurate. The LC9 on the other hand, it is shooting it a little low, and that may just be because of the ammo. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish shooting some of these bullets here and have some more fun on the steel and just see how they function. They both are functioning very well, no problems, no malfunctions with either one of them. I haven't had at all. The LC9's functioned well, the Glock has functioned well, and we haven't had any problems. I've owned them both for quite a while now. Well, I've owned the Glock 26 before. This particular one's new to me. The Ruger I've had for over a year now and have shot. Love the gun, haven't had any problems with it. So let's go ahead and get back on the Glock and shoot some more steel. Okay, Ruger LC9. Not enough bullets in the Ruger. Not enough bullets. Don't get to have as much fun. So we're going to go ahead and polish this off. We've got a few bullets left. We'll do a couple here, and we'll shoot another group over there on paper and see after all that shooting. We only put about 50 rounds through each gun today, so we'll see after that what kind of groups that we get for each one of them. There you go. Gun's clear. Let's load up the Ruger and we'll shoot that same distance. Bullets left for that one, but as you can see, we'll zoom in on these groups here. Gun is clear. That the group got a little better, and it actually raised up a little bit, and that's happened to me in the past. Once the gun warmed up a little, just kind of wanted to show you the difference between those triggers and how the accuracy can vary with that longer trigger pull on some of these guns that are out there. But I hope you guys liked it. Hope you learned a little something. Remember, stay safe and make sure you guys take kids out shooting.